Welcome to the Wisdom for Life podcast with David Baker. David was a former paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne Division and for over 30 years has been a preacher. He has written 5 books and is an Amazon #1 best-selling author. He is the chaplain at the county jail, pastors a church, and is the father of 11 children. Yes, 11. This podcast is here to give you wisdom for your family, your marriage, your children, your finances, your health, and your life. And now, the host of Wisdom of Life podcast, David Baker.
Hello and welcome, David Baker, your host for the Wisdom for Life podcast. Welcome to another issue. And I'm glad to be here today. Glad you're here and believe we have some things that will help you. The main issue that we'll be dealing with today is anger. Anger issues. A lot of people have them. Short tempers, problems that get them going or get them upset. And those things happen. We'd love to help you with that. So that's what our plan is for today. So first we want to learn you something. Then we'll have a joke. Then we'll give you something we love and hate, give you a joke, Bible trivia, and we'll have a gift for you today. So if you have a question, email me, askpastorbaker@gmail.com. Askpastorbaker@gmail.com. And wherever you listen, would you give us a good review and share it? Tell some people about it. You can find us YouTube channel Wisdom for Life Podcast on video there and on Rumble. The same website, Wisdom for Life Podcast, and Facebook, David Mark Baker. We're going to start posting the videos there, so you can also go to Facebook and look at them, David Mark Baker, and to follow there. All right, here we go. We're going to learn you something. In 2010, the FIFA World Cup, South Africa, this is the World Cup soccer, was shown in every country and territory on Earth, including Antarctica, the Arctic Circle, which meant that a record-breaking 3.2 billion people around the world watched the game in their homes, or 46.4% of the global population. 4 years later, the FIFA World Cup drew the same staggering number of viewers. Now, in the U.S., soccer is not that big of a deal. It's called football in most of the world, and people love it. 46, almost half of the world's population watched that game. That's pretty interesting. So, did you know? Hopefully we learned you something. All right, a joke. I like this joke. If you don't like this joke, I don't like you. Just kidding. But to me, this is cute. All right, so there's a little boy. And his name was Leroy. And Leroy was a rambunctious, disobedient, not the best kid. So Leroy came to the kitchen where his mom was making dinner. His birthday was coming up, and he thought it was a good time to tell his mother what he wanted. Mom, I want a bike for my birthday. Little Leroy was a bit of a troublemaker and had gotten into trouble at school and at home. Leroy's mother asked him if he thought he deserved to get a bike for his birthday. Of course, he said. Leroy's mother, being a Christian woman, wanted him to reflect on his behavior over the last year. Go to your room, Leroy, and think about how you behaved this year. Then write a letter to God and tell him why you deserve a bike for your birthday. Little Leroy stomped up the steps in his room and sat down to write God a letter. Letter 1. Dear God, I've been a very good boy this year, and I would like a bike for my birthday. I want a red one. Your friend, Leroy. Leroy knew this was not true, so he tore up the letter and wrote a new one. Letter 2. Dear God, I've been an okay boy this year, and I would still like a bike for my birthday. Leroy. This letter was no good either. Letter 3. Dear God, I know I haven't been a good boy this year. I'm very sorry, and I will be a good boy next year if you'll just send me a bike for my birthday. Please. Thank you. Leroy. Leroy knew that wasn't true either. Now he was getting upset. He went downstairs and told his mother he needed to go to church. She thought her plan had worked and told him to be home in time for dinner. Leroy walked into the church, went to the altar, looked around to see if anyone was watching. He bent down, picked up a statue of the Virgin Mary, and slipped it under his coat. Letter 4. Dear God, I've got your mama. If you want to see her again, send the bike. Signed, you know who. Boy, can you see a bad kid just doing something like that? So anyway, I thought that was cute. Hopefully you did. Things I love. I love so many songs of God. I love music. Love the songs of God. I just, on my Facebook feed, it came up a memory from 7 years ago. Our family singing a song called Were It Not for Grace. And one of my favorite songs, the chorus goes like this. I won't sing it now, but the chorus, the words are, were it not for grace, I can tell you where I'd be, wandering down some pointless road to nowhere with my salvation up to me. I know how that would go. The battles I would face, forever running, but losing the race were it not for grace. Beautiful melody, too. Our family sings it. I just shared it on my public page, David Mark Baker's. You can go there, David Mark Baker, and scroll down. The video's not the clearest, and the song's not the best recording, but it's a beautiful, beautiful song, and it's a great message. I love the songs of God. Things I hate, I'm not fanatical about this, but it goes into the things I hate or things I don't like. Christmas before Thanksgiving and after December 31st. Christmas before Thanksgiving and after December 31st. Now, I understand if your family can't get together for Christmas and you do it Thanksgiving, that's totally fine. If you guys can't get together till New Year after the holidays to have your Christmas with extended family, we do that sometimes. That's fine. But when they start putting up the trees and the lights and all the things in the stores, I would rather not. All right. Quote for the week. I read my favorite quote every week. Abraham Lincoln. Remember, not everything you read on the internet is true. Okay? Hopefully you're going, hey, wait, that's not true. You're right. All right, this is a true quote. Benjamin Franklin. It's a longer quote. I just picked out part of it. But I love this. Here's his quote. I have lived, sir, a long time. And the longer I live, the more convincing proofs I see of this truth, that God governs in the affairs of men. And if a sparrow cannot fall to the ground without his notice, it is probable that an empire cannot rise without his aid. And then he implored the Continental Congress to have clergy come in every day and open with prayer, in which they did. So, by the way, Benjamin Franklin was not, quote, the strongest Christian of the group, but he knew the longer he lived, God governs in the affairs of men, and we need to pray. Very good. All right, so Bible trivia. This is a really easy one. Anybody can find it. We'll see who has it first. So where is this found? I'm just going to read the verse, and you can email me, askpastorbaker@gmail.com, where it is found at. Okay, what chapter, verse, book of the Bible. For he loveth our nation, and hath built us a synagogue. For he loveth our nation, and hath built us a synagogue. I'm working on some things for our country, and I'll be sharing it with you later. But that verse, I just found it great and thought it'd be fun for you to look it up to see if you can find out where it is. All right, lesson for today, I don't think will be very long, but very important and very powerful to be able to help us in our life. Anger issues. Hey, do you have anger issues? I have a short temper. I have a short fuse. I have anger issues. I don't know when it started, probably as a kid, probably not spanked enough, but the military, you got to control it, but, they want some of that aggression, and so, they'll pump that up. After I got out of the military, went to Bible college, I roomed with my little brother, and we thought it was going to be great, and then you realize, wait, there's still some brother stuff there, and boy, he knew how to get on every last nerve that I had, and boy, would just do things just to make me mad. And so one time I was so mad, I hit the wall. I put a hole in the wall, in the hallway, in Bible college, because I was so mad. And I realized, you know what? I've got to get this fixed. I've got to get this under control. I cannot be a good pastor or husband or father if I have these anger issues and will have these outbursts like that. And so I went to God and said, God, please, you've got to help me. And God did. God gave me one of the simplest truths, one of the easiest things to do, and I've used it for decades now, and it's helped me to be able to have and control the anger issues. There's some things that we should be angry about. Be angry and sin not. We should be angry about millions of babies being aborted, okay? But don't sin. Don't go take that in your own hand and go kill somebody for that. So be ye angry. There's some things we ought to be angry about. God gave us the emotion of anger, and there's a time and place for that to be used. The statement is, I'm mad on purpose, and to be upset about things that are righteous, that righteous indignation we should have. But most of the time, the anger is selfish. Somebody made us mad, and we're going off, and it creates a lot of problems. Being the chaplain at the Murray County Jail and helping guys preaching there for 28 years, having 3 different men's homes to help guys when they get out, having those kinds of things is a really big deal. And I deal with anger issues all the time. Besides alcohol and drugs, I would say probably anger, maybe or finances, but anger is probably the next biggest reason why guys are in jail. It is a gigantic thing. If you have a anger issue, temper issue, if you got a short fuse, all that stuff, I want to give you the most simple, practical thing to help you. Like I said, I've helped a lot of guys with this. When a guy has an altercation and domestic, there's anger there, they'll many times send them to an anger management course. 26 weeks they have to go through it. I've talked to guys that had to go through 26-week anger management courses. I've taught them this, and they said, this helped me more than all those anger management courses put together. Okay? What is it? So when we feel that anger coming, it's like a thermometer, the old-fashioned thermometers, where you look at it and you see that red line going up, that mercury's going up and judging that. When you feel that temperature gauge going up, then set a trigger. Okay? Most people understand what triggers are. A trigger is not what shoots a bullet. A trigger comes back where the hammer hits the firing pin that hits the bullet that makes it discharge. So we can set a trigger. We can have things in our life when this happens, then it triggers this. And we can mentally set that. And so through prayer, through meditation, through thinking, through practice, when we say, okay, when I get angry, here's the trigger. I'm going to stop and I'm going to pray one simple thing. God, give me wisdom. God, give me wisdom. That's it. That's the whole lesson. Okay, explain why it works and what it does. But stop and pray. Let there be a trigger and pray, God, give me wisdom. God, give me wisdom. First, James 1:5 says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, which giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and he shall be given him. So in that situation, we want to stop and pray for wisdom. Hey, we've talked about wisdom on this program before. Wisdom is the principal thing, okay? We need wisdom. We must have wisdom. Wisdom is knowing what to do and having the power to do it. So in the middle of your rage or anger, you're upset, you feel it coming on, and you stop and pray for wisdom, now God gives you the ability to know what to do and have the power to do it. Wow, how will that fix things? And then here's the verse, James 3:17. The wisdom that is from above, that's from God. The wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, easy to handle, easy to accept it, full of mercy, good fruits, without partiality, and without hypocrisy. Boy, there's so much in that verse. When you're upset, when you're mad, when you're having an issue, but you now have wisdom, now you're thinking purely instead of selfishly. Now you're peaceable instead of upset. Now you're gentle instead of angry. You're easy to be entreated. You're easy to work with. You're easy to swallow. It's easy to handle. You're full of mercy and good fruits. Without partiality, without hypocrisy. Wow. That's what wisdom will do. Imagine when you're in that issue and you're angry and you're upset, you're mad, frustrated, want to hurt somebody or hurt something, kick something, break something. God, give me wisdom. When you say, God, give me wisdom, take a big breath, blow it out. Oxygen helps, okay? God, give me wisdom. Boom. I know what to do. I know how to handle it. Now I'm pure. I'm peaceable. I'm gentle. I'm easy to be entreated. I'm full of mercy and good fruits. I'm without partiality, and I'm without hypocrisy. That's what the wisdom of God will do. Pretty amazing. Wisdom. The principal thing. Wisdom is the tool that will help you with your anger. Like I said, I've helped, I don't know how many guys with this issue. It's in my book on the guys to the jail. We teach this when we go through the class and to help them. When I ask the guys, how many of you have anger issues? Almost every hand goes up. God, help us. Give me wisdom. When I have wisdom, then I know what to do about it. Okay? I told you, lesson short. I don't want to make that complicated. I could preach or teach a long time about it, but I want to make it as simple as possible. When I feel that anger coming up, I put a trigger in my mind. I now stop and pray, God, give me wisdom. And God does. He said he would. And now I'm going to think purely, peaceably, gently, easy to be entreated, full of mercy, good fruits, without partiality, without hypocrisy. That's what I now have. Now I know what to do, and I know how to handle the situation. I've got the power to do it. It will change you. I promise you it will change you if you do that. All right. For the gift today, if you email me, askpastorbaker@gmail.com, I will send you on wrath what Solomon taught his son about wrath. I'll send you the outline for that, and it can be a help to you. I'll be teaching it in a few weeks on the Monday podcast on children, but if you would like a copy of that to be able to have it, Solomon taught us some great things about wrath. Proverbs 12:16, a fool's wrath is presently known, but a prudent man covereth shame. A fool, they let everyone know how mad they are. No, when you have wisdom, prudent, you cover that. And so, all right, we will deal with that next time. And as always, in closing, hey, be kind to everyone, because everyone's having a tough time. And get wisdom. It's the principal thing.
Thank you for listening to the Wisdom for Life podcast. If you have any questions for us, email us at askpastorbaker@gmail.com, and we will answer them in an upcoming podcast. The email is askpastorbaker@gmail.com.